how I beat my personal resistance. It's enough to remember how it felt to be completely helpless in hospital, how it felt to have the damn tube in my neck that has feeded me for 10 days, how it felt to not drink or eat 10 days straight, how it felt to depend on others. Every challenging experience that you are going through is only preparing you to be stronger later on your journey. It immediately puts you from a place of resistance to a place of gratitude. Count your blessings. Never take anything for granted, because the most simple things we take most for granted, but the most seemingly simple things are the greatest blessings that we have. Health, the ability to be independent, seeing, hearing, walking, breathing. I remember the day when I lost my sight for a few minutes because I have the tendency to overdo. So that day was last summer, and I spent too much outside working, and it was very hot. I didn't make any breaks to drink water or to rest a little bit. So I was pushing and pushing and pushing. And I remember that I just noticed some kind of like when the movie is ending. It was like circles, and my pupils become smaller and smaller and smaller, and immediately everything was red. That feeling and that panic, I wouldn't wish anyone to experience. I dropped everything I was doing and ran into my room. I made it to be dark and I just sat and prayed because I was afraid that that's it. I will never again be able to have sight. That's why I'm saying, fortunately, later on everything was uh, all right, and I called to ask what that has been, and they told me that it's called temporary blindness due to uh, my exposure to sunlight for too long. And that's why I'm saying, never take for granted what you have, because your blessings are someone's dream. Instead of complaining for what you don't have, count your blessings and be grateful for what you have. At first, your mind will resist, but when you pursue and continue and get over 10, 15, 20 things that you are now grateful for, you break the cycle and you put yourself into a better feeling place. I've been through a lot, and I know even this day there are hookups, but fortunately I have the ability and power to go back on track. One of the things that also helps me a lot is whenever I feel the resistance in the moments when I have to do something, especially because I know how it feels when you are incapable of doing, when you are depending of others, when you are not healthy, when you are simply uh, not in a place to be able for doing anything. And whenever I feel now resistance while I'm doing something, instead of thinking, oh, I have to do this or that, I just bring myself back with thought that is, I get to do something, meaning, thank you, God, I can do this. Also, with annoying situations, people, places, whatever it is, instead of allowing those things to put me down, I am training myself to think what a blessing, because a blessing is my awareness that what used to trigger me now has no power over me, or it has just a little bit temporary power, because I'm in this thing of inner work for a quite some time now, and I know most of the tricks of the mind and how it simply do its best to put you in a primal state. Primal state is a very unpleasant state, and your job is to do whatever you can to, instead of being in a state of resistance, anger, judgment, jealousy, comparison, put yourself in a state of power and know that whatever it is, you are not just able to see the higher perspective. Behind the scenes, everything is always working out for you. Even though you are now not in a position to see and to know how it is going to be beneficial for you, as long as you're here and as long as God is waking you up in the morning, things are always working out the best possible way for you. The secret to prayer is to forget what you think you want, because there's infinite intelligence that knows much better what's the best for you than you could ever know with your limited mind and your limited beliefs.